Hello again. You may have noticed that there's a growing trend at the moment for raising funds for the NHS. You probably saw the captain who walked around his garden or the old lady who climbed the stairs or whatever. So I thought it's probably time I jumped on that bandwagon and got a bit of the action myself. So this week's hobby, I've decided, is going to be to find as many ways as I can of raising money. So I'm going to have to be creative. And then at the end of the process, I will donate 50% of the money to the NHS. So dig deep, everybody. And talking of the NHS, actually, it's probably nearly time for me to go and start the applause. Actually, it is. It's just... Oh, for goodness. Well, this is idea number one. Whatever I'm doing over the course of this episode, if I can be cycling whilst I'm doing it, I will be. And then at the end of the episode, we'll tot up the number of miles that I've done, and you can decide how much you want to sponsor me per mile. And then, you know, take it down to your local NHS hospital or Bupa. And give it to them. I'm going to suggest a ballpark figure of, let's say, £10 per mile. So thanks very much. Cheers. That's lovely.
Cheviot, Romney and Herdwick are British breeds of which farm animal?
Sheep.
Goat.
Sheep. In the original edition of the board game Trivial Pursuit, the orange category combines sports with what other subject?
Leisure.
Yeah. In cricket, to complete an over, a bowler must bowl how many legitimate
6.
balls?
6.
Yeah. Which agency of the United Nations began a global vaccination program against smallpox in 1967? It led to the eradication of the disease.
WHO.
Yeah, World Health Organization. A food preparation technique in which the food is usually vacuum sealed before it's cooked and is then chilled afterwards is known by a French name that means under vacuum. What name?
Sous vide.
Yes, the song Uptown Funk was a UK #1 single in 2014 for Mark Ronson and which
Bruno
American
Mars.
singer?
Bruno Mars.
Yes,
Yes.
when he travelled at more than 662 miles an hour in the experiment.
So why am I practicing the accordion whilst on the bike? Well, my next idea is to go busking, because apparently you can make a killing out of busking. So just having a bit of a practice, and then later on I'll pop outside, put the old cap out and see how we get on. There's bound to be somebody out there. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. As sweet is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chim cheroo. Good lucks will run off when I shake hands with you. Oh, blow me a kiss, and that's lucky too. I had a brilliant idea. Competitions. They give out thousands of pounds each week, so I thought I could enter loads of competitions. I'm bound to win one of them. So I've just been out, bought a whole load of magazines. This one's a crossword. So I'm going to give it a go now. Simple board game, 4 letters. So how can you get involved? I've had 2 ideas. One, apparently if you get up to 10,000 views on YouTube, they start paying you. I'm currently, well, we started out well. First couple of videos got about over 1,000 hits. Last one got about 500, so I've halved my audience somehow. I don't know what I've done wrong. But if each of you out there who's watching this can tell 2 friends who you don't think will have seen it, send them the link, and then when they watch it, they become you. So then you go and tell 2 more friends, and then when they watch it, they become you, and you go and tell, you know, so it should sort of grow exponentially. And I've estimated within 3 days I could well be up to 1 million if all goes well. So again, all those proceeds going to the NHS. The second idea, I've got various bits of Corona comedy memorabilia. I don't need this anymore, given up train spotting. I paid £10 for it. I'm going to autograph it. Best wishes, Miles Cragg. And it's going up on eBay. So get yourselves online and you bid for this. If you want it to be yours, you've got to bid. You might have to do a bit of watching, and you might need to snipe at the last minute. Get ready to snipe. If you don't know what that means, Google it. I reckon I could get at least 100 for this, but more would be good. It's all for charity. No, it's not. It's all for NHS. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, well, let's talk figures. First of all, expenditure. Now, I did have to fork out about £200 on the bike, especially for this, and I spent £15 on the magazines, so I'll obviously have to skim that off the top of the final tally. In terms of how much money we've made, well, that won't become clear just yet because it will mostly be given on the back of the video. However, busking, didn't actually make anything on the busking. There wasn't really anybody around to give anything, but we still had fun doing that. I have cycled, let me tell you now, 3.1 miles. So get your sponsorship money out for that, please. And keep bidding on this. I reckon we can probably make at least £100 on that. It's a come and get me, really, isn't it? If we've got 2 people fighting over it, we could make a fortune. So let's hope for the best. And finally, the viewing figures. If there's any journalists out there who could make a story out of this, preferably not the Daily Mail, but you know, news at 6 on the BBC would be great. Mention Corona comedy. The more people who see that, the more viewers I'll get, and the more money we'll make. I reckon we can probably exceed what the old man in the garden made by quite some amount. So let's get working on this. Watch this space and I'll give you the results in a week's time. In the meantime, have a good week. I'll see you next time.